All right, so we were gonna discuss the basics. What should people be focusing on to become better riders?
Cool. So let's start off the bike.
Yes.
The basics for me are going to be hitting the main like movement patterns is the jargon word. So squat, okay? Mm-hmm. And a squat could be a million different things in a way, depending on where you're starting, you know? It could be a bodyweight squat, a goblet squat, a back squat, a front squat, whatever, you know? But whatever level you're at, it's trying to do it to a high degree of quality so that you move better, and then the positive effects it has on your mobility and things like that. Mm-hmm. A hinge, which to visualize is actually kind of your riding position. It's hinging like at the hips. Position. Yeah, like sitting your hips back, putting the weight into your hips and bum, minimal knee bend. So that'd be things like deadlift, Romanian deadlift, kettlebell swings. Again, at the right level for you. And some people might start off, you know, I'll teach people to hinge just with their body weight, you know, and I want them to drill it again and again so they hit the right positions, work the right muscles and strengthen that position, because that's a, you know, human movement effectively, you know, that we need to be better at, to be better humans, to be better riders. And then upper body pushing, okay? So press ups. Sounds really simple.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people murder a lot of press ups, you know, where I'm like, oh, if you do a lot of those, you're going to know about it if you're like lower back or your shoulders and posture. So right, let's fix that. Let's get this good. Let's drill it. But then it may also be for another person, bench press, dumbbell press, you know, shoulder press, like pressing overhead as well. And then the opposite of that would be upper body pull, you know, so we could do body weight rows on like a TRX or a set of rings or under a bar, or we can pull a dumbbell, we can do pull-ups and chin-ups. And again, there are people who will come and see me, I can do chin-ups, and they get their chin over the bar, but I'm like, well, I really think we need to tidy that up because their shoulder blades are all over the place and they're hunched up their shoulder and it's all in their neck and not, you know, and I hate this idea of telling people that they're doing stuff wrong. So anyone who comes to me who can already do a chin-up, I'm stoked on, because actually probably in society it's becoming less and less common that people can, you know?
Yeah.
As people get bigger and they get weaker. The two things go together, and then so if you can get your chin over the bar, then I'm absolutely stoked. And I'm not telling them it's wrong. I'm just like, that's brilliant, mate. We're just going to tidy it up a bit. Right, let's back it off. Let's try this out, and then we're going to work at their level, strengthen it, improve it, and then we start to ramp it up. You know, because when it's like that, what, you know, talking about starting where you're at, people, when they don't have the basics, they quite often end up going like too intense in the gym too soon. They want to do like a circuit or like a WOD or whatever, you know, they've seen online, I'm going to do this. And they're just doing high intensity training, like high rocks is like the thing at the moment, or it was CrossFit, but all of whatever.
Yeah, CrossFit seems to be struggling at the moment.
I think it's waning a little bit. And look, I'm not for or against anything. I'm not bashing it. There's amazing CrossFit and high rocks coaches and workouts, and they can be really useful training methodologies. They're tools, aren't they? But if you just go into that with what I would call like dysfunctional patterns, you're like running before you can walk, you're just getting really good at repeating shit movements. And so maybe that, you get a conditioning benefit, or like a fitness benefit, but actually you're teaching yourself to do suboptimal things again and again. It's the opposite of mastering the basics, mate. You know, you are training yourself to repeatedly do the basics poorly at high intensity and high speed with minimal rest. And you get to the end and you feel, oh, sick workout, bro. You're like all sweaty, you get your selfie, put it on Instagram, hashtag beast mode, you know. And look, and again, I don't want to be elitist. So if that's what you enjoy doing, it's 1,000 times better than not doing anything. I never want to tell people they're doing stuff wrong. I just don't think it's helpful. But I'm just going to say, if you love doing that a couple of times a week, then maybe let's meet in the middle. Maybe do that once a week, and maybe do it my way once a week. And actually my way once a week will be slower, be steadier. We're going to drill down on the basics. I'm going to slow you down. So you're doing a 3-second lower on your squats, because I want you to get good at the basics. And then guess what? You're going to get stronger. And then that's going to transfer across to your high intensity, which will then get better. You'll do the exercise better. And guess what? You're going to be stronger. And those positive movement patterns and your improved postures can then go to the bike, where you can then master the basics. Because the basics on the bike is your posture and your body position where you're stood on the pedals, basically. Basically, that's the basics, isn't it?
Yeah.
And, you know, this weekend we could go up the road from here to Swinley, like I said earlier, or we could go down the M4 to pedal a bike away at the Forest of Dean, or you could go any trailhead, and not in a judgy way. I'm not, you know, this was me 10 years ago. And you're going to see people riding around who just clearly don't have the basics dialed. Maybe they've been doing it a long time and they just never had coaching, or no one's told them, or they're new to it, or whatever. And I don't judge. I want them to be better, that's all, to have that awareness. And they're riding around on like bent knees and their arms are straight, and they're wondering why their quads are burning, and, you know, or, you know, they can't drop their heels because their ankles are too tight, and they can't sit back into the hinge because their lower back hurts because their hips are too weak, or their core's not strong enough, you know. And when you get the basics off the bike, it then lets you more easily, more consistently apply the basics of body position on the bike. And I encourage everyone I work with, and I've said this, you know, I've been on a lot of podcasts, skills coaching, man. Seriously. Like you don't, you know, just because you can ride a bike, like you don't teach yourself to ski probably. I didn't teach myself to snowboard.
No.
You don't know, everyone has tennis and golf coaching. You know, whatever we think about those sports, you know, it's a bit like we're counterculture, we're cooler than that, aren't we? But, you know.
With the basics, again, possibly a dumb question, but the world I live in these days is always pushing from like overload. So are you, let's say you do start with a back squat.
Yes.
Let's just use that as the basic exercise that someone's just starting. Are you focusing on the movement pattern? Obviously focusing on the movement pattern, but are you also trying to add every time?
Yeah.
You always want to be in that cycle of progressive overload.
We always want to be, so progressive overload. Like, happy days that you know that. That is that's at the heart of training, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what makes us adapt, is progressively creating more stress on the body that then causes the body to adapt, whether it's to be stronger or to be fitter. That's the most broadest terms, you know. And there's different ways that we can do that. But certainly at the start, with somebody, I just want to see they're competent and safe. Yeah? That's step one. And if someone comes in and they're competent and safe and they've got some training history, either on their own or with someone else, and we can just load it up straight away.
Yeah.
I'm like, what have you been squatting recently? Oh, this or this. Okay, cool. We'll start a little bit lower, make sure their form stands up to the increased load as we go up. Maybe we do more warm-up sets the first time. So I want to just be really confident. But at the other end of the scale, like the other guy who's maybe broken their ankle before, they don't have the mobility to squat deep, we're like, right, we need to change this, we need to lift your heels, maybe we don't go as deep, or maybe actually a squat isn't going to be right for you. Progression can come in many ways, so you don't always have to add weight or reps every single time, you know. And in fact, I would suggest that you shouldn't, you know, because you could do 3 by 10 back squat with a given weight, and you do that in one of your sessions like once a week, and you could just do the same weight for 3 weeks, and each week you hopefully have a little less fatigue or soreness from it because you're adapting, so it gets a little easier. Each week you move faster in the squat. Because you've got stronger, you can take the same load and now you can stand up faster with it because you're stronger. Or maybe, you add a rep, or, you know, you add. But I think the thing, especially with the big barbell lift, is it's always tempting to make big jumps with the weights, you know, especially lads, if I'm honest. For sure. Women are way more sensible.
And it depends where you train, because sometimes you have to.
Well, if they don't have the 2.5s or whatever. So, there's loads of ways you can progress, whether it's add an extra set, add an extra rep, move more quickly, or just the perception that this is getting easier, it's time to go up a weight.
Okay,
Okay.
Hey, man, what an episode that was. You did amazing in it.
And so did you.
You shone like a star.
You shone like a moon.
Can we also put something up here that you can click on for the next episode?
How about we put a subscribe up there in the middle?
Yeah, love
We're going to put a video we think that our lovely companionship will love on your face.
On my face?
Yeah. And
so
on
they can't see me now?
Gone. And on my face, another video that we think people will love. And thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please hit like and subscribe. You guys are the best.
Peace and love.